Welcome to a Community Partners interview where we explore the organizations, opportunities, and resources that look to make change in our daily lives. I'm your host, Nafisah Anif, and you're listening to Voices for Ability Radio, all abilities, all the time. Today I'm joined by Charlene Kuhn, the Manager, Community, Employment, and Engagement for Prescott Group. Prescott Group's mission is to support people with disabilities to experience choice and opportunity with recreation, meaningful relationships, skills development, and work in their communities. Thank you for joining us today, Charlene.
Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. So tell us a little more about yourself and what inspired you to work at Prescott Group and why work with individuals with disabilities.
So I've been with Prescott Group for 13 years. I started as a disability support professional and slowly moved up to community employment, and then am now doing our community engagement through partnerships and also overseeing our community employment team. As a nonprofit, I'm sure we all know that we all wear many hats. So I love my job. I love creating opportunities that the individuals we support get to explore, take risks, and try new things while gaining fair wage employment. I went to school at the Nova Scotia Community College for interdisciplinary studies and focused on disability supports. And after that, I worked in a residential organization for almost 10 years before coming to Prescott Group. So I've been in the disability sector for over 20 years. And it's always been a passion of mine of supporting individuals meet their goals and allowing them to see different things that might have not been available for them, or trying different routes to gain their goals or different aspects that they're working towards.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing that. And while doing some of my research and looking on your website, I saw that you have a couple of programs to offer. Can you tell us a little more about those programs?
Yeah, so Prescott Group is our organization name, and we have a number of different locations and programs that fall underneath that. So our one of our locations is called Club Inclusion, and they offer a wide variety of recreational uh, programs such as inclusive choir, cooking club, music therapy, pottery, drop-in activities. They also are working towards employment readiness support, and they offer daytime activities and then also drop-in activities and clubs that people can sign up for. Our new location, Progress Place, has just opened, and within Progress Place, we offer day programming in recreation, wellness, community engagement. Also, we do a number of programs with other organizations within HRM through Halifax Lancers, a horse program, also the Halifax YMCA, and HRM Recreation. Um, we also have a couple of businesses which are all fair wage employers that are the individuals we support work at and have all applied and gained these positions. So we have a Pinky's Thrift location that offers a wide variety of opportunities for the participants, as in going through the donations, ensuring that everything works, working cash at the store. They also run a Prescott online auction where items are posted online and people bid through them. And that is all overseen by the individuals that we support. Um, and we also have a bakery called North End Baking Co. that will be opening at our Progress Street location. And that is a gluten free bakery that is run by our participants and also offer catering. And our last business is our Prescott Mailing Services, which is run out of our Progress Place location. And they do a wide variety of mailing contracts for Kinsman Bingo, Heart and Stroke Bingo, the Health Authority, and Teachers Union. So these are all fair wage employment opportunities for the individuals we support to gain the experience and skills to then go out in community and seek other opportunities.
I am just so enamored by what I'm hearing right now. It's just wow. I wish I was in Nova Scotia to experience some of these things.
Yeah, well, come anytime. We'd love to have you and give you tours of all of our locations. It's a lot of moving pieces, but the joy and skills and personal growth that it brings to everybody, participants and staff, um, is worth it all.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And I'm definitely going to keep Prescott Group on my radar.
Please do.
This is just absolutely amazing.
And I know I'm forgetting a number of programs and activities that we do. As soon as I get off this call, I'll be like, I should have said that. I should have said this. We also have a community employment team that oversees over 40 individuals working in community and offering support ongoing throughout their employment to their employer and themselves. So that is another program that we offer as well.
Wow. Wonderful. And I also noticed that you have something called social enterprises. What does social enterprises entail?
Yeah, so social enterprises would be our Pinky's Thrift, our North End Baking, and Prescott Mailing. So they all offer fair wage opportunities. It's an employment position where job descriptions are created. People apply for the position, they interview for it, and then they gain the employment opportunity. And these are all run with under the umbrella of Prescott Group. So there's additional supports and adaptations made for everybody to ensure the success with the stepping stone of hopefully then going in community and gaining employment once they feel comfortable and ready.
That's amazing. And what are the employment supports all about?
So, for example, right now we have two individuals working at McGinnis Cooper Law Firm here in Halifax, and they oversee the lunchrooms on all the floors and ensuring that they're clean and they are fully stocked, and they give additional support to all the staff. Um, but over the last couple weeks, they've added a couple new lunchrooms to their facility. So these two ladies that work for them have been there for over 10 years, but our supports have not stopped. So we now have job coaches going back in and helping the ladies get comfortable with these new lunchrooms, new duties, additional tasks that they have to complete. And that takes the pressure off the employer, and it gives a familiar face for the individuals that we're supporting in those employment roles. So once you gain community employment, it's not that you're not connected with Prescott at all anymore. You have a job coach that will connect with you on a regular basis, depending on the supports that's needed. It could be a quick phone call every couple weeks, could be a visit every month. And we also keep that engagement with the employers as well if we can ever offer any additional support to them. And something else that we've been getting into now is offering training for the employers around inclusive employment and ensuring that adaptations can be made and that there's success on both ends for the employer and the employee.
Gainful employment is something, employment itself, never mind it being gainful or not, but employment itself is something that is so hard to come by these days. And for someone with a disability, it's even, I would say, more than 5 times as hard.
Oh, I 100% agree. Most of our best employment opportunities come from partnerships and relationships that we grow within Prescott. And once they get to know our organization and the individuals we support, and the impacts that the folks that we support will have on their business. That's when we kind of have had the best success. The days of cold calling employers and talking about disability employment opportunities within their business, I think is gone. I think it's we've also been using some of our other inclusive employers to be spokespersons and having panel discussions and allowing engagement through employer to employer. So honest and conversations can be had. Um, and I think a lot of it comes from the fear of unknown from employers. We're not very far gone and into disability rights right now. So there's a lot of stigma that I think comes with it that is truly not true, and the positive outweighs any negative if there is any. Um, so that's where we've been gaining our most success.
I truly wish that there were more programs like the one Prescott Group offers throughout the country.
We also feel that, we talk all the time of how we can mainstream some of the programs we're doing, or we work with a larger directions group of all organizations here in Nova Scotia. And when I'm creating partnerships, right now some of our partnerships include East Coast Lifestyle, Two Crows Brewing, and Peace by Chocolate. I'm always looking at ways that could be branched out across the province, because I'm very aware that being an HRM, we have endless opportunities for us here. And a lot of organizations are in smaller communities with very limited access. Um, but, saying that, we're also a nonprofit, and we're only one organization. So we're doing the best that we can, but it is always on my forefront of how we can mainstream and get opportunities all across our province.
And I have actually heard of Peace by Chocolate, that even the way that got started is truly inspiring.
Exactly. It's started from the ground up. I don't want to speak out of turn by any means of their story, but it was extremely motivating as a Nova Scotian watching it begin. And we're super proud to be beginning that. We're just in the beginning stages of that partnership. But our East Coast Lifestyle partnership, the founder, Alex McLean, started that also from the ground up in university. And Two Crows Brewing is a craft beer brewing company that employs four of our participants on their canning line and is one of our top inclusive employers. And they are also a small, very diverse group of individuals that are running that company. And I couldn't speak more positive about them.
Yeah, it's truly amazing when someone with a disability finds finds employment, and when they really, when they really get to learn the ins and outs of their jobs and they start to enjoy themselves, they really feel like, "Yeah, I'm doing something to make a difference, not just to earn money, but I'm doing this and look at the difference that it's making. Like without me, this would not be possible."
Yeah, and feeling connected to the business as well. For Two Crows, they ensure that all of our participants are at all their after-hour events. They I showed up one day and one of our participants were in a costume, and they had lots of music playing, and talking to other employees. They say that the individuals that we have working at Two Pros bring so much to their job, and knowing that their employer is truly inclusive and ensuring that everybody is a part of the um, all events and the culture of their organization um, is next step, because you can have individuals working somewhere and they still don't feel connected to maybe their coworkers, the larger organization. So inclusive employment really is, I always look at it as an umbrella of how inclusive you truly want to be.
I totally agree with you.
Hmm.
And I wish more employers out there thought that way.
Hmm.
It would make the world of
Oh,
difference.
I think so too. I think it would, the customer base coming in and seeing true inclusivity brings so much to a business, and it's a win for everybody if it's done and supported right. I do think that in times individuals could gain employment and not have the right support. So then that leaves the employer kind of feeling helpless because if they're not in the world of supporting and adapting and creating avenues to ensure the end goal that can be seen different ways, um, it might not work out positive. And so I think that's why it's best for organizations like Prescott Group, where we can offer that support to the employer and the employee.
Of course, I couldn't agree with you more. So, are there any restrictions to the services at Prescott Group, such as age, disability type, caregivers, or family members only, things of that nature?
So we try to offer programming for anybody that's looking for it when they're able to complete the application. Regular day programming at Progress Place, there is quite a wait list, but our club inclusion location runs off of the individual funding model. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but here in Nova Scotia, we have a disability rights movement that's happening, and it's a disability rights remedy. So, with that, individualized funding is coming through. So, our club inclusion location offers programming for a cost and a payment. So, anybody can apply and start those programs right away. And Club Inclusion also offers evening dances and events that anybody can sign up and take part. So, depending on what you're looking for, there might be a wait list if you're looking for programming every day. But if you're looking for friendship and connection, there's always something that we can get you into right away. And our pre-employment sessions that we run through a program through Job Links is also a program that is doesn't have a large wait list that we can get people in pretty soon to them applying.
That's wonderful. And I do really like the sound of the individual funding model. I find that it really makes a difference for someone when they can also contribute to something that they want to do.
Right. Yeah.
And even a financial contribution, even although minimal,
Hmm.
it gives them that sense of belonging and especially the sense of responsibility to see it through.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And also knowing what's out there and being able to pick and choose what your interests are and not having to sign up for a larger program where you might only have interest in a certain amount. Club Inclusion has a great variety of programs. So there's always something for everybody. And Prescott has taken on um, this disability rights movement in a very proactive approach. So um, Prescott ran off of a stipend model for many years in the past. But 5 years ago, as soon as the disability rights movement started and the class action, we stopped stipends right away and everything became fair wage opportunities and a process of applying and a job description. So we really have been trying to be ahead of the game here and ensuring that the individuals that we're supporting but also larger in our community will have these opportunities when everything rolls out.
For sure. So, without using any names, can you share a success story with me? What supports and resources were put into place when someone asked for help?
Yeah, I can share a success story through our pre-employment opportunities. So we are doing a program with local high schools called the Saturday Job Program, where grade 12s that have disabilities are coming in Thursday evenings to learn all about employment for 8 weeks. And then getting a job in one of our businesses, Pinkies or North End Baking, and our or our mailing department for 8 weeks to gain that employment experience for their resume, which they can then take out of high school. So we had an individual that was working at our Pinkies thrift and had a few adaptations that were going to have to be looked at and scheduling. Um, and once talking with Jamie Lynn McDougall, the supervisor at Pinky's Thrift, all those adaptations were created. There was duties that were found outside of the scope that were currently offered at Pinky's that would give a quieter location, hands-on activities, and completing tasks that you can see start to finish. So there's been great success within our Saturday job program. And that would be just like one success story where we really adapt our positions and opportunities to the individual, not the organization.
If more things were adapted based on an
Mm,
individual's needs rather than, let's say, this notion of utilitarianism, greatest good for the greatest
mhm.
number, you would have a lot more individual success out
Oh,
there.
for sure. And I think even for individuals without disabilities, like there is more ways of getting to the end game than just one route. And I think that we are slowly getting there, but I think larger conversations have to be had. I think spotlighting inclusive employers and allowing them to speak about the positive impacts it's had is probably the best way to go because it's not coming from an organizational lens. It is coming from the business lens where other businesses could could kind of see it under their same lens and not a supporting organization trying to pitch the idea. No, I was just gonna say one other it's not a really success story, but, through our, new location of Progress Place, we're in the middle of a capital campaign called Anchored in Belonging, and around that, that's when we started our partnership with East Coast Lifestyle, and so we've created a focus group of participants along with Alex McLean, and they've decided on a tote bag that has East Coast logo on it and ours, and participants are painting them freestyle, whatever kind of ways they want to, with certain colors they've chosen. And so those are being sold within the store and online, and then all the money comes right back to Prescott. So when we're creating our partnerships with East Coast and Two Crows Brewing, we have peach tea, sparkling water, and peach tea lager. And those were all created by our participants and the individuals we support through the taste testing, the canning, the label design, and then the big party afterwards. Like everything that we try to do under Prescott Group is through the eyes of the individuals we support and having them at the table for all conversations and opportunities has been super important and meaningful with the impact that it brings.
Yeah, and I love the concept that you've been promoting throughout our short time together, and that is celebrating wins.
Yes.
And I can really see how important that is and how beneficial it has been.
Mhm. I really don't look at things that they don't work out. I think it's just a pivot to looking at it a different way and seeing is this bringing enjoyment to the individuals? Is it bringing opportunities? And if it is bringing those two things, then it's always important to try to make another way work. If it's not bringing anything to the individual or opportunities or skills, then of course we do pivot to something else. But think keeping everything positive and with positive outcomes is kind of the best way to do things right now within kind of this disability rights movement and highlighting all the success that can come with just looking at things a different way than you might always have.
Wow. Yeah, for sure. So, what's the one thing you see happening over and over again to individuals with disabilities that shouldn't be happening? And how do we stop it?
I think the biggest thing is not having them at the tables when decisions are being made about what's being offered and their rights. It's been super important for us. We've been bringing and having individuals on our board. We have participant councils at all kind of conferences. We ensure that anybody that wants to come can come. And there has been a lot of times that we've been the only ones bringing the individuals that we support to these opportunities. But I think as we keep going, we'll see more and more of that. But ensuring that their voice is heard as loud as everybody else's.
Of course, that is definitely so important.
I think that kind of goes across the board with, offering employment opportunities, the programs we offer, ensuring that it's something that everybody wants and it's not just a program that we're putting in place. We really try to ensure that.
Of course. If someone wanted to become a member or volunteer with Prescott Group, what's the process for joining as a member or as a volunteer?
So check out our website at www.prescottgroup.ca. Our website has all of our programs, locations, ways to get involved right there on the website. Um, you can reach out through info@prescottgroup.ca as well. And we also have some pretty engaging social media pages. So our Facebook, Instagram, and especially our TikToks are great, are all under Prescott Group and Club Inclusion. So I definitely check those out. There's some really good resources of how to get connected, but then some really good highlights of the individuals that we're supporting and their success stories.
Perfect. What is the one thing you want everyone to know about Prescott Group?
That we're here for a resource to help and support you. So if that's through your organization growing to be more inclusive, if that's for wanting our participants wanting more open community and rights for themselves, we're here just as an endless resource. And if we're not sure, we're always willing to look and figure out how we can do it. Um, I really try to go out there to the community to say, if you have a question, reach out. No question is silly, or I think a lot of people are nervous to ask questions that they're unsure of. And I would just love to open that door to have those conversations because I really do think that's the most growth that comes from um, movement moving forward and building that inclusivity and connection is having those kind of hard conversations and breaking down those barriers.
Wonderful. And if listeners are looking for more information, how can they reach out to you?
So my email is Charlene Kuhn at prescottgroup.ca. That's CHARLENE at prescottgroup.ca, all lowercase.
Thank you for that. Well, Charlene, we are out of
Well,
time.
thank you so much for having me. I always love highlighting the wonderful work that Prescott does, our staff, our participants, and our community partners.
Oh, yes, I think you and I could actually have an interview that would last all
I
day.
know. I just I really could talk about this because it brings so much joy to myself, and then also, of course, everybody that you're supporting and the staff that are doing all the work. So, yeah, I could definitely talk a lot longer.
Well, this concludes another Community Partners interview. Let's care, let's share, because we've all been there. Thank you so much for listening. I'm your host, Nafisah Anif. Until next time.